Sometimes it's about more than manifesting. You got to do the work. Welcome to the Keep It Uplifting podcast, where we discuss lifestyle, fitness, and motivation. I am your host, Uplifting, and I have with me today Rich Aunite. She came to bless us at the studio. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Well, technically, I have like 3 names. Your favorite Rich Auntie, Coach AMO,
Okay, AMO.
and then just me, Arlise.
Okay.
Yes. So technically 3 names.
Well, you pulled up on me today. You said that was a topic of mine that you thought would be great for the listeners.
Yes.
And I wanted to talk about how you got. First of all, give us some background on how you got these 3 names now.
Cool. So Arlise, my parents gave me that. So weird too because I always wanted to have a nickname. Like I always was like, why didn't they give me a name like Nicole? Call me Nikki, Nick. Yeah. But my name is unique. My name ring bells.
Okay.
Hello. No. Coach AMO is the name I chose for life coaching and for styling purposes. Those are actually my initials. Like that's legit my initials, and I mainly went with that because I'm the ammo that you need to get to where you need.
Okay.
Like wherever your goals are, I can definitely help you get there. Like we're gonna go on this journey together.
So Coach AMO is what type of coach?
So typically I work with women. However, I have no problem with discriminating. I don't discriminate. I work with men as well. However, specifically women to ensure like they really truly embody the internal richness within themselves.
Right.
Because as women, as we get older, especially after you hit these 30s, the weight and, your body just start changing. And because of that, you kind of forget who you are, right? Right.
Yeah.
Not only that, you forget who you are, but the world tells you sometimes who you are or are not. So it's like I want women to really, really embody like the internal richness. And one of the ways that I want to help them do that is through their style, their fashion.
Okay.
You have so many moms, especially like working moms, that feel like they can't still have that sexiness or that size to them. And I want to make sure that, like, nah, sis, you got it. Like,
is that where Rich Auntie comes in, or is that?
Because then, you have your Rich Auntie. Everybody has this one family member.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's their aunt. She don't got no kids. She got her husband.
Right.
They travel, but she is fly.
Okay.
She is fly. She embodies like she is so humble.
Mm-hmm.
She's so down to earth. But she got her coin.
Right.
She always looked like she got her coin. But she also is very multifaceted when it comes to fashion, right? Because she could have on a Target outfit and Louis boots and make it look like Louis made the whole outfit. Like, so it's just like being able to really embody that, because it's ultimately not what she has on, it's what's in her that is exemplified through her fashion that you can see. So just kind of getting women to that space, like, sis, like something even like with my boutique, rather than quote unquote call it plus size. Nah, sis, it's more to love. The only thing that's plus is deposits. Like that's my motto.
Okay.
Only thing plus is deposits.
Okay.
Yes, no, it's more to love, and make sure that women realize that like we all got a little more to love somewhere.
Right.
When you sit down, you got to roll. You bend over, you got a little crease.
Right.
It's there. So, but it's make sure that you love it, and then it's going to show through everything you do and wear.
So the brand is Rich Auntie?
Yes.
Okay.
My boutique is Rich Auntie.
Okay.
And for coaching is the sounding board.
Okay. So how did you come up with the vision for this? Like what transpired to make you, one, become a life coach, and well, I guess you gave us a little bit of background on that, but answer the first question is what inspired you to come up with a vision to do 2 separate things and bring them into one place, which is your boutique, is what I'm understanding. Or is that?
Yes. So, honestly, God made me sit still and listen.
Okay.
Sit down.
Right.
Like one of them type of moments. Really, I had been praying for guidance because I was not happy at my job. I literally was like stressed out, and it was just like, this is not it. I wasn't feeling like myself. Just life was lifing, and I'm like, this ain't the life that I'm supposed to live. Like I always used to tell, especially like my parents, like, and I've told some friends, and they always laugh when I say my name is supposed to be something.
Right.
Like I'm supposed to be something. Like I don't know what it is,
Right.
like, but I'm supposed to be something. And literally just through conversations with people, random people, especially, people just feel comfortable talking to me. Like,
Yeah.
tell me all the tea. Like,
Yeah.
like, why didn't ask for this, but keep spilling.
Right.
Like, but people just felt comfortable with me, and I never knew what that was. I didn't understand what that was. And through, like, let me see, I'm about to be 35, probably like around 27, 28. I went on this self discovery journey, like just trying to figure out who I am, and also just like identifying things that traumas, right? Like triggers and traumas and things like that. And a goal when I turned 30 was to, like, all of those things that were there. Like I was like, I'm not taking this into this decade. Like literally was like, nah, people always say your 30s are like your best years, and I'm not taking this baggage with me. Like I'm leaving that there. It ain't even Louis, so it's staying back there. Like it ain't coming with me. So like just through that journey and just actually hearing what everybody would say, like, you're in the wrong business. Like, or you're doing, like, I remember my mom, I had an ex that called me and was telling me like about his problems. Like, the man was married one time. The wife knew who I was, everything, because we had a very cordial relationship, where he would call me, he would talk to me, and I would help him out. Like, I would always be that listening ear and give him very sound advice. And my mom was like, you missed your call. And I'm like, what you mean? She was like, you're supposed to like help people or something or whatever. And I'm like, and then one day, literally sitting down, I was like, God, what am I supposed to be doing? And the thought came to me, was like, what do you feel most comfortable at?
Right.
Like, what feels natural? And it was like, shopping and talking to people. like, and I'm also the very person that I like to pour into people, because that was something that was never always done for me. Like, I'm very confident and secure in who I am because I poured into me. Like, and I never allowed anyone else's spoon to try to take out my cup, more or less deplete me. Like, excuse me, get out of here with that. So, like, literally just going through those different emotions and journeys in life came to a space where it was just like, where do I feel like, oh my goodness, I don't mind that I had to get up a little extra early, or like, I feel like, oh my God, I helped them. Like, wow, I feel fulfilled.
Right.
And it was literally coaching and shopping.
Right. But change is scary, you would agree, right?
What?
Right. So
what?
So yes, you prayed for it, you sat down, God spoke to you, and you launched. Did people see the vision?
Oh no.
No. Right? These are the people who recommended this to you and told you you're missing your calling and stuff like that. Were they fully supportive?
So, okay, so it's so funny, right? Because I literally had the best of both worlds growing up. My parents are so opposite. Like, it's funny. I feel like that's what makes me so grounded and be able to have such an open mind to things, because both of my parents are so opposite, literally. My dad, I love my dad. I am definitely a daddy's girl. But my dad is such a square. He's so L7. He is so by the book. Like, it's black and white. My mom is like, what book?
Right.
I don't even know how to read this. Like, she do want to make up. Like, she don't care. She rocks to the rhythm of her own beat. She doesn't care. Like, so like having those two perspectives growing up literally formed me, and it took for me to become an adult, right? To really understand and appreciate that, because you always grow like, I wish I had this. And it's like, nah, I'm glad I didn't get some of that stuff.
Right.
Like, especially being sheltered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad those things didn't happen. But nevertheless, my mom didn't fully understand it, but she was like, all right, sis. Like, we have this thing.
She was
like,
just in full agreement.
She was like, I sis, because I always say outside. She was like, I sis, you outside. Like, all right, I see you. You outside.
Right.
And then you have my dad, which is, again, I want both of my parents to be proud of me, but also I really don't care. Like, I can't care. Like, but yeah, my dad wasn't so much as more supportive in a sense. Like, he's supportive, but the gap between of understanding of this entrepreneur life versus I need a paycheck that I know is coming every 2 weeks. I need these benefits. Like, it's so different. So,
and I'm sure you're not the only one who struggles with that. Like, anybody who embarks on their entrepreneurial journey and their parents weren't an entrepreneur, or maybe something went wrong when they tried it, they definitely speak out against it. They're like, hey, what's your backup plan? What's your backup plan? What's here? What's there? What do you have in place in case this fails?
And not even just your backup plan, baby, the critiquing.
Okay. Talk about it.
Oh, this should be this way. This should be that way. Excuse me. When did you do this? Like, it's like, listen, come on the journey with me. Like, of course you want my thought process is I want my loved ones to tell me what's wrong rather than someone that I don't know, right? Because especially when you're starting off, like, of course you're going to make mistakes. You're going to learn. You're going to grow. That's the beauty of it. Like, I'm learning so much, like, and I'm always like, oh, look, I learned this. Look, I found this out. Like, I'm always willing to share that. Like, no one can never say that I don't want to share something with someone, because what am I going to do with it? Like, my cup is overflowing. So I don't mind sharing. But it's just like learning and growing in those spaces definitely helps. But like, so I'll give an example. Like, literally, I kind of did like a site relaunching and rebranding type thing, and I sent it to my dad. Like, hey, take a look at this, right? Because the first site I did it like it was all these Canva digital stuff. Like, it was. But it was like, it was mine. I didn't care.
Right.
But I knew where I was going with it.
And you got to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere. And that's the key, right? Like, we always, perfection will delay your dreams. Like, that should be a t-shirt. Like, but no, like, it literally will delay your dreams. Like, so just start and just grow. And that was my thing. And because I'm not afraid of not being great, like, and I think that's key too. I'm not afraid of not being great all the time. Like, because I know I'm not going to be great all the time. Right. I'm human. Like, I'm going to have highs and lows. So like, I'm totally okay with that, because I have to give myself grace. Right. Like, I like that. Like, yeah, like, I'm okay. Like, I'm
okay not being great all the time.
No, because like, that's pressure. Right. That's so much pressure. And we're already hard on ourselves. So it's just like, all right, sis, these pictures ain't popping, but we gonna do what we gonna do. Like, oh, it is what it is. But you just learn, like, literally learn in that process. But yeah, so I sent the link to him, right? Like, and it's so funny because I feel like everybody understood the assignment but him. But
it's the critique.
Mr. Woo! You look up critique, you're gonna see my daddy now. But so I sent it to him, and I'm like, you know, at first it kind of was like we was missing each other. And I'm like, look, you didn't have the damn link. Why you ain't responding to me by now? What's going on? Whatever.
Thoughts? Yeah.
So he was like, well, the earrings. And I was like, okay. What's up with the earring? Have you ever heard the saying, less is more? Like, the earrings are on earring holders. Right. That's made for this. Well, the background is just doing a lot. I'm like, bruh, really? Like, the first thing you say is negative. Like, when I tell you.
So you just asked him, just to walk it back a little bit, you asked him to
just check it out.
Check out the site and tell you if it flows and if things look a certain way or
what. Well, see, no, that's the thing, right? Because in that moment, I also realized, like, in that conversation, which I, definitely brought it up. So I was like, hey, you know what? this is my bad because I clearly thought you understood what I was showing you.
Right.
Because you seen where it was beginning. I told you, hey, I'm going to get these things done. I'm going to get this fixed. So it's like when I sent it to him, like I also took that as a learning, opportunity for myself. Like I said, again, everybody else got the assignment,
right?
But he did it. But that doesn't discount the fact that my communication skills and what I needed, because he's clearly different audiences, right?
Right. So you
it
took
was
some
just
accountability.
I said that. I said, you know what? Next time I'll be more specific to let you know what I need from you.
Okay.
I said, because two things. One thing I wanted and one thing I needed.
Right.
What I needed was for you to look at the flow.
Right.
And let me know, hey, was everything accessible? Could you see everything? Like when you clicked on things, like, did it work? And then what I wanted was my dad to say, I see your progress. I'm proud of you.
Okay.
Like, so, but I understand the differences, right? Because I don't need you to tell me that, because I don't care, right? Because I'm grounded in who I am. And if you don't see my vision, because it's mine, God gave it to me, I can't be mad at you if you don't see where I'm going.
Right.
So that's totally fine, because I know my vision going to pay your mortgage off. But that's cool if you don't see that.
Right.
I see it. But it is what it is. What I needed you to do as a consumer was go through it. Now, granted, no, you may not like what's up there,
right?
Because it's not catered for you.
But I will say that, at least in my experience, it is the people who are closest to you who will not see what you see, or who will give you certain critiques that could potentially hold you back.
Yes, because, and that was also part of the dialogue that he and I had, right? And it's also kind of more or less understanding your audience, right?
Right.
Like my dad thinks I'm so over the top. Like my dad is very simplistic.
Yeah.
Like me, like we always joke. He'd be like, "Oh, something, very basic." I was like, "Dad, what's basic about me?" Like,
right.
But I am who I am, right? Like, but because you have this idea or perception of me that I'm so extra, everything that you look at that's an extension of me, you're going to automatically think it's extra. But you have to understand that from the person that you're getting the feedback or the critique from.
You got to know who the person you're reaching out to and what their perception may be. Mm-hmm. So you have to make sure that you communicate, this is what I need, right?
Exactly. So in that moment, I was like, okay, I'm upset because of the first thing you said was negative, right? But I also realized and took accountability in that space. Like, you know what? I should have been a little more clear, because I forgot in that second, like, how you probably about to critique this. Like, because I'm thinking in my mind, like, you've seen where it started. So when you see where it's at now, exactly. So the first thing you could say is like, oh, wow, I see the change.
Well, let's switch gears for a second, right? Like, how did you get to where you are? Well, what would you have changed from where you are now to when you started, right? Like, what would you do over? What would you do differently?
The only thing that I can honestly say that I would have done different was bring more awareness before. So even though I knew like my dates, and this is like the beautiful thing about like launching things or whatever, no one knows dates until you tell them.
Right.
So you don't have to tell them.
Right.
So it's like you have that freedom to say it's coming.
Soon.
It's coming soon. Right. So it's like build the awareness, build the hype. Like we always get hype about, oh, we know Beyonce about to drop an album?
Right.
What?
Right.
And then you wake up 3 weeks later at midnight and she dropped it. Like, she didn't give you no date. She just built the intensity of it. Like, so building that awareness, building up the hype, even more or less building, like one of the biggest things I learned is like set your platform up to have subscriptions. Like if you can set that up, even though your shop may not be ready, everything, set up your platform to where you can start building that line of communication with your customers. And you start building that, you kind of get ahead of the curve rather than you do it and then you're trying to catch up. If you do that before, oh man, like that's probably the only, everything else is it's been such a journey and learning. Like even like taking pictures, like, ooh, I need a steamer. like some of the smallest things you realize, like
it's like I need this, I need that. I didn't have this. Oh, I got to do this next time.
And then sometimes it does not come to your mind, into the forefront of your mind until you see it.
Right.
So it's like when you take a picture, like, ooh,
damn, I gotta get I'm in this moment now.
I
gotta
should
deal
hide
with it.
this.
Right.
Like just those small details sometimes you kind of overlook, but like it has probably been. I don't think I've ever been so at peace or happy in my life, like ever.
And that's why I like actually. Not to cut you off, but that's why I like interviewing or having entrepreneurs on the podcast, because it shows growth and it also shows like how to handle, turbulent situations and things of that nature. So another question I have for you is, what do you do when things aren't working? Like, how do you deal with that?
So, okay, so I'm a press pause, right? And I'm gonna kind of give a little behind the scenes of how I kind of do things, right?
Right.
So my 9 to 5 that sponsors my dream, I work in the tech field. I'm a Scrum Master. Like I have several titles.
Right.
I got a couple of alphabets after my name, right?
Okay.
But one of the beautiful things, and again, this is alignment. Like I truly, it took for me to start being on this journey and being so conscious of and aware of where I'm at in life in my journey, to realize like how like God positioned everything for me. Like I would have never known anything about like agile, agility, and Scrum, right? And processes and process improvement had I not actually done the different jobs that I've done. So, because of the job that I have, it has taught me like the quote that they say typically is fail fast, right?
Right.
And even though fail, the term has such a negative notion and connotation, negative notion behind it, it's actually a blessing, right? Like I always look at Apple as like probably the one of the top people, like, or companies that actually embody that, because you will get an update and it'd be so much messed up,
right?
And then it's like, put it out there, let everybody tell you what's wrong,
right?
Then go fix it. Like rather than you spending 6 months to a year trying to figure out all the bugs that is going to happen,
right?
Put it out there and let people tell you what's wrong with it, and then you fix it,
right,
And you keep going. So literally, like learning how to have that perspective and that state of mind, and how to process, improve everything you're doing in life. When I realized like this applies to life and not just work, it changed my mindset on how I maneuvered even before I started like my business. It was just like, okay, I even take it in the sense of like dating, right? Like, hey, what did you learn, right? Like, because you have these different phases in life, right? And that's what it was like being in the tech field. It was literally like, okay, we going to plan, iterate, we going to do a little retrospecting,
right?
And we're going to get back at this thing and do it again. So it's like this cycle. And that's pretty much, if you can kind of take that perspective on any and everything you do in life, I feel like there's nothing you can't overcome, but you have to be willing to, and that retrospective,
right,
take notes, like be so conscious of that. Like if you can't be vulnerable with yourself and be like, you know what? Please mess up.
Right.
If you can't be willing to give yourself that, then you're never going to grow. So when things don't go right, like I literally be like, okay, cool. Like again, giving myself that grace and remembering I'm not going to be great all the time. Like it literally makes it so much easier. Like, okay, I'm tired. Like, all right, girl, if you just spend these 2 hours, go ahead and get it done. You could get it out the way or whatever. Like literally just do it sometimes. But then it's just like, also understand, like, you don't feel like it, right? Pay attention to what you feel, and you know how, because that's going to come through. Like when you take pictures, like you're going to look tired. You're not going to look into it. Like,
but so much is changing in the field, right? Of um, fashion and things like that constantly,
Yes.
right? How do you stay abreast of what's going on, being that you're so busy with your 9 to 5 and all the other different hats that you wear?
So, several different things, right? Like it's not so much as just always being a trend,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not always trying to blend,
Okay.
right? Like everyone has their uniqueness about whatever it is that they offer, right? So it's also for me personally, my brand is an extension of me, right? So it's going to be geared to the things that I like and
Yeah.
the things that I know that my customers like, right? And it's also about embodying what makes you feel good,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's yes, you want to stay on trend in a sense, like you want to kind of keep up with the fashion trends, but the thing about it is that one trend everybody don't like. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's not going to
Right.
like, what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to like a dad hat.
Right.
Like
Right.
they're not. They may want a Kango.
Right. Right.
They
Right.
they they may want a fedora, right? So understanding that everything isn't for everybody, but you
Mm-hmm.
just find your niche and you figure out because you're going to know who your targeted audience is and your customers, and then that's who you're going to cater to. And then, like, again, learning this in my 9 to 5 world, empathy interviews.
Mm.
What do you want?
Right. Right.
What do you? It ain't rocket science. I gotta sit here and be like, oh my god, what is new? Hey y'all, what's new? What y'all like? What's out there I'm
Right.
missing?
Right. 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 Right.
And they're going to tell you.
Mm.
They're going to tell you, and that's something I also. Hey guys, if it's something you see,
Let me
like,
know.
let me know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You see it in this color, but you don't see it in that site. Don't worry. Send it to me. Let me see
Yeah.
what I can do.
Because I got this.
Because I'm also a stylist.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
oh, you're looking for this? Cool. Okay. So let me also give you the link to my stylist to
Mm-hmm.
where you can do a consultation. Or you want to do a wardrobe makeover? You want me to come to your house and help you
Right.
do your closet? Sure. Like really being able to tie those things in and being conscious about that, like again, knowing who your audience is, but then also being able to tie in,
Yeah.
fill in the gaps with my other business.
So, just to wrap this up, where can someone find the richness that is you,
Hello.
and also be able to enrich their lives with your assistance? Is there a website or you know Instagram handle or anything like that you want to drop right now that we could obviously list in the credit to comment to this?
Sure. So my website is www.richauntievibes.com, and I got to tell you my little reasons behind the way I spell it. Um, Instead of I put Y because it's all about you,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Z's is don't sleep on yourself, sis.
Mm. Mm.
You,
Okay. Okay.
you got the vibe. Don't sleep on yourself.
Okay.
Like you have this richness. You have it. Don't sleep on yourself.
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh, people was like, why you do? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the wise. But yeah, so it's
Mm-hmm.
RYCHAUNTIEVIBE
We'll have it. We'll have
written
it
out.
go
Okay,
across the
cool.
screen.
Just in case,
No, no, but we
And
got it.
then for my Instagram handle is Rich Auntie _vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And for my coaching and styling is your _sounding board.
And one of the big takeaways that I have from what you said is it's okay not being great all the time. Keep it uplifting.